So it was the day before this or so that I repotted Big Boy into this gigantic pot here. And this thing is so heavy that, as you can see, I'm a little bit reluctant. I'm trying to brace myself in picking this thing up and putting it on my bucket, because I obviously need to water him, and it's just too heavy for me to move it farther than this corner. And then when I do water it, moving the whole pot with wet soil and a plant is just like, I know I would not be able to do it. So I wanted to have as little movement or travel as possible, but at the same time, I don't have a tray or anything big enough or sturdy enough to put under this to water. So here we are, jerry-rigging a watering solution until I can find a better, more permanent option, a bucket. So for whatever reason, I seriously think that this little teeny tiny watering can, just with like one full can, was going to somehow travel all the way through all of the soil in this pot and come out of the bottom of the hole. That's just not how science works. There's so much soil in here on top of the old dirt that was already in. I removed like 2/3 of the dirt, but not all of it. And the dirt that was in here was very much packed down, dry. So for this little water to permeate all the way through and come out was just stupid on my part. But I was just really, really nervous about putting water in this pot and it coming out all over the floor and ruining the floors that I don't own. So I took every precaution, and quite literally, I'm sitting here holding it, waiting for absolutely nothing to happen. Because when I tell you that this little bit of water did nothing, it did nothing. And you're gonna have to watch my next videos to see the developments of Big Boy in his new home, because it has been a ride, let me tell you, and it's only been a week. So, yeah. You know, on the weekends, I really don't even know why I sit down to quote unquote have my tea and relax. Because I promise I can have a full hot cup of tea ready and sit down, and then 2 seconds later get back up because I see something immediately that needs to be addressed. My like attention span and like my chill on the weekends when it comes to my plants and just my apartment is almost non-existent. I'm just always up and down, up and down, up and down. So then I get to a point where I'm like, I'm gonna sit down and relax. And then I forget that I needed something or I forget that I needed to do something. And it's just like, girl. But anyway, I took a sip or a half a sip, and as you can see, I'm already up. Let's just go ahead and get the babies watered. I was really excited to get Phoenix down. It's my philodendron ring of fire, my other baby that I love. He's blowing up and he's just so pretty. He's got a new leaf coming in and 3 flowers. And so I just really love this plant. Philodendrons and anthuriums and alocasias are my favorites. And that pretty much covers all plants that are tropical. But yes, look at this. Ah, oh, just love it. Yes, 1 flower, 2 flower. It's really small. But then even a few days later, a 3rd flower pops up, and I'm just so thrilled. Okay, while Phoenix is draining, let's water. What did I call this one? Huh, what do I call this one? Starts with B. I want to say Braxton, but that's not Braxton. Unfortunately, Braxton, man, I can't think right now. Braxton died. You'll see that coming up, but this is not Braxton. I have to pull up my plant app to identify this anthurium. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? All right. This is Alonzo. It doesn't even start with a B. Of course, it's Alonzo. Alonzo is low key, really quiet, a slow grower, very happy, not quite isolated, but definitely minds its business. And there's no mealybug activity happening. Cross my fingers and toes that that doesn't happen. So, yeah, I'm just taking Braxton and I'm scratching in a little bit of this like Arizona fertilizer stuff, just a little bit. This isn't a plant that I wanted to like manhandle and like take the plant out and then mix in with fresh soil. I just wanted to scratch in just a little bit. here we go with these damn lemon trees. So, update on the twins. I don't know if I mentioned that I ended up bringing this lemon tree back inside because it was just suffering. And as soon as I brought it back inside and put it back in the window with his sister, it immediately started like growing leaves in all of the middle and all of the spots where he dropped its leaves. It's amazing. Like all of these baby leaves just started happening. So I was like, okay, lessons learned. Um, so same thing. I'm just scratching in some of this fertilizer into the soil just a little bit. I don't want to overdo it, but citrus trees are heavy feeders. So I thought that now is as good a time as any to just go ahead and scratch in some food. Since he seems to be having a new outlook on life and has a better attitude, I want to support that and nurture it. So here's that. Now his sister, we'll get to her. Oh, Miss High and Mighty has the mealybugs. Um, I didn't really see that coming, but I could also see that coming. I think the window is also too small for her. She's had a growth spurt. She's really tall. And that curl that you're seeing in her two stems is because of the window. She's also been like really droopy. So I'm not sure that I recorded this, but I did end up taking her out of her nursery pot finally and putting in this pot directly. So I'm doing the same thing, scratching the fertilizer in. The reason for kind of treating them differently as far as the repotting is because that first lemon tree was exploding with growth. It was just so promising and growing. They were both actually growing roots out of the bottom of the nursery pots, but the first one was doing it quicker and more so than this one. So I did that one first and then just was kind of watching how that one adjusted before I did the other one. I didn't want both of my lemon trees ruined at the same time for no reason. So I was kind of experimenting differently with each one. But she quickly needed attention, so I went ahead and repotted in these. Now I know that they're pretty much the same size, and I'm gonna have to upsize them fairly soon, but I did not want to differentiate the color pots. I like my lemon trees being in white pots, and these are the biggest white pots that I have for the both of them at the same time. So I know that that's a weird personal problem, but I'll fix it eventually. Now, Paloma is so pretty. She's doing so well. She's a quiet, slow grower, also. I keep her in the kitchen window. I think she's just nice there. I was recently going through some old pictures and videos of when I first moved into this apartment. And while it only seems like it was yesterday, all of my ride or die plants that I moved in with were so teeny tiny, like so teeny tiny. And then I was super proud to have them. I can't believe how much everybody has grown and like thrived since being here, and I'm just elated about that. I love to see the growth and success of my plants. Now, this one, I actually can't remember if I scratched some fertilizer in here or not, or if I just decided to focus on kind of bracing her stems up. Um, I don't know if this peperomia is a vine or a bush. I don't know. But she's spreading out, and there's really no room in the kitchen window for spreading out. So her longer pieces, I just wanted to kind of attach and have them go up the window and maybe around rather than spreading out because I need that space. So that's what we're doing. Okay, well, I guess I don't actually get any footage of how long Loveland actually is, but she's long. I'll give an update when I hang her in her new spot really soon, so stay tuned in the future videos. Now on to Hope, my philodendron Hope. When I got her, she was so much more robust, if you will. She had huge leaves. She was just gorgeous. And since then, she hasn't necessarily declined, but she's not thriving. She puts out small to medium leaves, and I just can't manage to get her to put out any large leaves like she originally was. And I don't know what that's about. Actually, I have an idea, which is why I was eager to scratch some of this fertilizer in her pot, because while I've been giving her some liquid fertilizer, I'm not sure it's been enough. So I know that philodendrons, the ones that have a larger leaf, do enjoy a good food, and they need quite a bit of humidity. And so, if I can't necessarily provide consistent humidity, then I need to at least give her some consistent good food. So, I'm hoping that this growing season she puts out some bigger leaves and more leaves because she's looking really thin. So, I don't know. I just want so much more for Hope, and yeah, we'll just see how it goes. I'm also thinking that I don't think she needs a new pot just yet, but I definitely need to keep a keen eye on her roots and the space that she needs. Because in my head, I'm thinking that I only repotted into these terracotta pots like last year. That's what it feels like, but the plants are kind of telling me, hey, new shoes already are needed. So I don't know. Oh boy, I got that look. As soon as I get done talking about how I need to watch the spacing for my plants, it just has felt like Falcon is always busting at the seams in these pots. And, his roots are kind of coming up, not out of the bottom necessarily, but I mean, I could see his roots from the bottom, but his like trunk is coming out of the top of the pot. So I have this miscellaneous as nursery pot. I think that's a 10, no, that's a 5 gallon, I think. I don't know. That big ass pot. I don't know what was in it. I can't remember if it was a palm tree or what. But I don't need what was in it. I just need the pot. And thank goodness I kept these because, as you can see, I'm getting ready to repot Falcon in this pot. And while I think it's wildly ugly to be inside, I also keep Falcon in that cute little basket planter. So you're almost not seeing it, even more than the terracotta being sat in there, if that makes sense. Just watch. See those roots? How they're coming up? That's wild. I don't think it should be like that. I mean, I know it's a tree, and in the wild, the roots would be like on the surface of the ground, but uh, it should. That dirt is a little dry too. As you can see, it just spilled out like sand. That's the same thing that happened with Big Boy, but he was even more dry. So struggling. That's why I'm like, I need to hurry up and just buy a house because there's not too many more up potting that I can do that I have space for. So I'm loving the growth. I'm just a little nervous. That's all. Just a little nervous. And then obviously, this is future Erica editing and doing these voiceovers. It's now mid-March. And it was like a few days after I repotted Falcon and put him back in his normal spot because he seemed to have been taking up more space. As I was closing the blinds one night, he got like stuck on the blinds and totally fell over. I was trying to save it and like hold on to it, but it tumbled. It took a bad tumble. And that soil that I'm putting in there, I don't know why it was still so dry because I did water it. But in either case, I knocked the pot over. The plant was pretty much under the TV, loads of soil all up everywhere, which I still need to clean up. I just have not had the energy. Big surprise. But and then since that tumble, he's kind of been looking sad, which, makes me sad. So, anyways, just a little. So I know I haven't been keeping you properly updated on my planty experiments, but look at this. My watermelon seedlings are getting an upgrade. I'm putting them in their very own adult pot. Obviously, this was the pot that I just took Falcon out of. And so I'm putting my watermelon seedlings in this pot together, and then I put them immediately outside. I thought that it would be safe and a good idea to do so. I find out very quickly a few days later that it was not necessarily. But I feel like, there are a lot of plants that are outside right now in very inclement weather. And plants are an outdoor thing. Hell, adjust, adapt, figure it out, survival of the fittest. And so they're just going to have to. While they do look beat up in the future, you'll see shortly. They're not dead. They're getting watered. It's just they're being beat up by high winds and like rainy weather and like cold drops, and I don't know. They should be fine. We'll see. It's the beginning of the growing season. So, yeah, watermelon. All right, by this time I'm starving. This is going to be breakfast. This is what I call, I mean, not quite a lazy meal because, well, yes, this particular meal was a lazy meal. I did not really feel like cooking. I already had this broth prepared, so I'm just finishing it up. There's chicken at the bottom of my noodles that I already prepared. So I basically had to put everything together. I boiled eggs and shredded the carrots and um, I guess I just put everything together for a little soupy soup. I just did not feel like cooking, but I wanted something hot and substantial with some random veggies, and this is what we're doing. I've been trying really, really hard to stay consistent. And even saying that out loud is kind of like, I don't have to try hard because I kind of do eat like this all the time. But when I'm not feeling good, physically or emotionally, or I'm just super fatigued and I get super unmotivated, then it's easy for me to want to say, oh, I won't eat, or I'll just eat cereal for like a week, something easy, or I'm more inclined to like pop out and like pick up some trash, like what am I trying to say? Like a Chick-fil-A or a Wendy's. And granted, it'll be like a small little meal, but it's like one small meal that I did not need to have when I could have just eaten fresh ingredients at home. But this is as good as I could do being not feeling my best. So, yeah. Ask me the last time I've worked out. Actually, don't ask me. Then I got thirsty. And I know it's like, Erica, you're still doing all of this shit. You may as well have just cooked you a substantial. No, because I would have ended up cooking a substantial meal, having to do all these damn dishes, and I still would have made whatever I'm making. Okay, so I have all these beautiful strawberries. I had some hibiscus tea already brewing. So I wanted to try my hand at making a strawberry agua fresca, kind of bootleg style, meaning without the condensed cream or condensed milk, without the regular milk, without all the sugar, blah, blah, blah. I use a corner of sweetened vanilla almond creamer, and then I use just my unsweetened almond milk and fresh strawberries. Again, this hibiscus tea for color and flavor. And what else? I didn't add any sugar or honey or syrup or anything. So it wasn't as sweet as I know that the drink is supposed to be, but it was super refreshing. I'm going to do this again. I'm going to try it a little bit differently, but I'm definitely going to do it again. This was so delicious. I ended up taking this big jar outside and just kind of sitting on my balcony and enjoyed the weather. It was so pretty out. It was nice and breezy. The sun was out. It was like intermittent clouds. And so I just sat out there for about an hour or so. Bad idea, because even though you see I'm wearing sweatpants, I did stay out in the sun a little bit too long and I burned my thighs. And I did not know until another hour or so later, right before getting in the shower, and my thighs were super red, blotchy, very scary looking. It doesn't take much for me. I know my hair has been looking crazy all throughout this video, and honestly, I could care less. But what you're not seeing is how it looks majority of the day, like not on a weekend. It helps that I pin curl my hair every night, and it actually started this night. So I straighten my hair, and then every night I will pin curl it and then let it down in the morning. And it's super, super curly, like overly Shirley Temple like curly. I just try to shake them out as much as possible so that I will be taken somewhat seriously at work and not look like a child. But, anyways, yeah, this is what I do. I just wanted to get it over with on this particular weekend day because after I jumped in the shower, I was going to lay around the rest of the day and relax. And so I didn't want to like fall asleep not having done this because I wouldn't have. That's the hard thing is getting up and rolling or like pin curling your hair every night before you get so sleepy that you just go to bed. But anyways, this is what I do. Stay tuned in the future videos. You'll kind of see how it looks. It's not like this. Oh my goodness. You have spent the entire day slash weekend with me. I honestly can't remember if this all happened in one Saturday or if this was Saturday and Sunday, but nonetheless, thanks so much for hanging out with me. I know it was a really like super chill weekend, not much was going on. I just kind of wanted to take care of myself, eat, relax, fuss over my plans, binge watch stuff, cook, eat some more, repeat. As you can see, I am playing chef with some pearled couscous and chickpeas with kale, yum, a fresh piece of salmon, and I've really been on a tomato kick lately. I don't know what my problem is, but I have 3 packs of Wild Wonder cherry tomatoes, and I just eat them like this. Like, I'll mix them in salads. It's not my favorite. I'd rather have them just plain on the side or mixed in with like a pasta dish or something like that. But yeah, just tomatoes. It's so good with the salmon. I'm loving tomatoes so much that I'm double tomatoing and I've got sun-drieds on the top of my salmon. The way that I smashed this dish was like just ridiculous. Annihilated this. It was so good. Yum. All right, bye.